Hello, everyone. My name is Jorge Jaquez. I am a mechanical engineer as a fifth year at California State University Fullerton, and I want to discuss how I got 9 offers, including Boeing, Raytheon, Northrop Grumman, and other more, with the GPA of 2.85. So first of all, you need your resume. If you don't have any experience, like for first years or second years, you can include sports in high school or show leadership qualities that you've done in the past. And after that, you need like a template to keep it simple and appealing to the eyes. After you have your resume ready, then you need to develop a good pitch. So a pitch is a way to approach recruiters and pretty much give a brief summary of yourself based on the resume. I'll give you an example. My pitch is: my name is Jorge Jaquez. I am a fifth year at California State University Fullerton, major in mechanical engineering. I'm seeking for a full-time entry level in spring 2023. About myself, I worked at Northrop Grumman this past summer as a systems engineering intern at Woodland Hills, California, where I calibrated data using the graphical user interface, automated MATLAB scripts, and created scripts to run test procedures. Not just that, I was part of the legacy team called Tiny Arrow, which is a project where you build a plane and compete competition at the SAE. And I was the aerodynamic subteam lead, where I researched, designed, and performed structural analysis on the wing. Not just that, I was part of Time Rover, which is another legacy team where you build a Mars and compete at the Utah Mars Challenge, where I designed, supported, and tested the Mars rover. And lastly, I was a calculus math tutor at California State University of Fullerton, where I explained fundamentals to struggling students and prepare study guides to make sure they understood the process. And that's it. I'm looking forward with the interview at the conference. So what I did is I give my introduction in the beginning, which is your name, year, major, and school. Then your next step is tell them what you're looking for. Then you have to talk about your experience. So with your experience, you want to let them know what's your project. You give like a sentence summary, what the project is. And to give the summary, keep it short and let them know what's your role. And with the bullet points, you try to keep it as short as possible, as like an X, Y, and Z template. Because what I learned based on experience is less is more. Because your goal, the recruiter's goal is to ask you questions. So if you give them less, and it seems like something's interesting, they'll ask you questions. And right there, that's where you give all your details of what you've done. The best way to get jobs is conferences, because there are many companies looking for hires on the spot, and that's like the beauty of it. And it's a pretty quick process of being interviewed, and if they like you, they'll hire you on the spot. And most of the time, they give you behavioral questions. But let's discuss on what to do in the conference. So in the conference, you'll meet so many people around different universities, and including like recruiters all over the nation. And the best goal, or the biggest tip and advice, is talk to as many people and build connections, because based on my experience, I was involved with conferences since my first year. I met people when I was in first year, and I went to this previous conference a couple weeks ago, and now they're recruiting. And since we had that connection that we met back when we were students, he was able to help me out. So that's like a really good long term effect. And also with the recruiters, most of the recruiters come back and they recognize your face and they know who you are, and if they like you, they'll come back and try to work something out. So the biggest advice is talk to anyone, have like a simple conversation, just have fun, just you could talk about hobbies or anything. So you just be out there, just have fun talking to people. So after you're done giving your pitch to recruiters and you get an interview. And I'll say it's the hardest part is getting the interview. And if you make it this far, congratulations. And I know interviews could be nerve wracking, and there are ways to prepare for the interview. Based on my interviews that I've been to, there's like three common questions that most of them ask is tell me about yourself. Um, what's the have you ever dealt with a conflict? And where do you see yourself in 5 years? So I'll help you out on each of the questions. So the first question, how um, tell me about yourself is pretty much the pitch, but your punchline is different. Instead of you saying you're looking for an interview, you tell them uh, like this is my notebook, so I have all my interviews to prepare. Even during the conference, I still practice, so it's a good way to keep in yourself. And I have it right here written down. So you gave your pitch, and your punchline is, "I am now looking to expand upon my skills within the company's name," and you just keep it that way. Then I'll give an example of myself with the conflict. So if the interviewer could ask me, "Oh, have you ever dealt with the conflict?" I would be like, "I dealt with the conflict in my SolidWorks class. I was paired with another classmate to work on a semester-long project. We had to pick something to design due to our interest with weightlifting. We agreed to design a power rack which enables users to perform squats, deadlifts, and bench presses. Due to the COVID-19 pandemic, we met virtually to discuss expectations, how to split tasks, and set internal deadlines. In the first 12 weeks, we were fine. However, in week 13, I stopped hearing from him. I sent him messages and called him to eval. He missed one of our internal deadlines to complete analysis work that was needed for the design. After a week of silence, I saw that he was logged into our lecture via Zoom. I messaged him privately through Zoom and asked him if he was okay and needed help since he was unresponsive and missed a deadline. He replied saying that he was dealing with his mother being sick with COVID-19 and having to work overtime to support her. I offered to complete the analysis that he wasn't able to do if he wasn't finished with the drawings that had a later deadline. He appreciated my understanding and willingness to help him by shifting tasks, and we were able to complete and submit on time and resulted in a 95% grade. And right there, that's a STAR method. And the last question is, what do you see yourself in 5 years? I would say, first, I want to meet every person as possible to build relationships and understand what our goal is to accomplish. Then, I want to know the people who I may want to contact to help me achieve each other's goals and understand the role that I can contribute and make an impact for the workplace. After figuring all that, I expect to be advancing based on my performance and likely taking on some new job responsibilities. That's it. And of course, just keep on practicing and be confident and just talk to the recruiters. And after the interview, ask for their contact information through like LinkedIn or email. And after a couple of days, um, trying to contact them and build that connection. Because if you follow up with the recruiter, it shows that you appreciate their time talking to them, and they'll remember you. And if you go to the next conference for like next year, they'll remember you based on the interview and the fact that you took your time to follow up. I'm part of the Society of Hispanic Professional Engineers, known as SHIP. We prepare students to conferences, trying to get jobs, and build networks. So if you're interested in to learn more, feel free to join. Anyone is welcome, any majors, any year. It's not limited towards Hispanics. Anyone is welcome.